Okay, so I already run make bootstrap, so we can run make watch. Hoping that it works now. Yes.
Nice. Cool. So we're just compiling all the files, and then when we save, it'll recompile.
Exactly. And I'm also opening another terminal to run tests.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone want to explain what we're going to do?
Do you want to put in that document I put in, or do you just want to put that on the side or something?
Okay, where is the document?
I paste it in the Slack. You can just
Okay.
copy paste the. Yeah. And maybe make a new file and just like a split of screen. Yeah.
Well. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we implemented import type in the last video. And now we're going to implement export type, which is a new TypeScript feature. So first we will implement it in Babel parser, where we will need to build some, add a few properties to the existing AST to mark and export as a type, export type, rather than a value.
Do you want to change it to Markdown?
Yeah.
In the bottom right. Cool.
Okay. Okay, and also we will write some tests for the parser, and then, hoping that there is time, we will also implement the update the TypeScript transformer plugin, and then update Babel generator.
Cool.
Yeah. So this export type syntax is both for exporting from the current file and for exporting from other files. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so let me find Babel parser.
So yeah, we're gonna do parser first.
Yeah. Yeah. So the parser has a few internal plugins, and TypeScript is implemented as a plugin. So we are going to. Okay, so I'm in the index.js file of the TypeScript plugin. Okay, I think it was in the parse export function. So we have a lot of different functions to parse every possible syntax feature, and parse export is for exports.
Right, and so if you look through that if statement, the comments tell us the different syntaxes.
Yeah, so there are export, import, export equals, and I guess that we will add the new code here in the else branch.
I think it might be useful to also talk about how this actually works. So the plugins, I believe this plugin just extends the original parser, right? It's like a subclass.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a real plugin. It's just that it overrides some methods. Like the parse export used to parse JavaScript is overridden by the TypeScript plugin. Okay.
Right. What is a real plugin though?
It's not a public plugin.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Henry just sent me on Slack the code that we need to add. So I'm copying it.
Well, it's the same. It's basically the same as the last one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So in the last video we wrote this code to check if there is type after the import keyword, because it contextual checks if there is a keyword, and then if there is, it is consumed, and we can add the correct attribute. So I'm renaming it to exportKind. Okay.
Right.
I'm running the tests.
Okay.
It's yarn.js, and then we can specify the name of the package to test.
So this, we didn't add the test yet in this case, right?
Right, we didn't.
Okay. So we're gonna, okay.
Okay.
So this is just testing against the existing tests.
Exactly.
Right.
And we have a lot of failing tests. Many of them are failing because we have a new exportKind property, which we just added here to the
okay.
AST nodes. But I see that there is this other failing test, which is probably failing because this is not an actual export type new declaration with the curly braces. So we need to check if the token after type is a curly brace. So instead of using it contextual, which just consumes the token, we first need to check if the next token is the brace, and we have this .lookahead method.
Can you explain what consuming the token means?
Yeah, so like Babel parser is divided in 2 steps which run at the same time. The first one is tokenizing, I think. Yeah, it's pronounced like that. Which converts the input source code into a list of tokens. Tokens are like pieces of the grammar, like keywords or values or punctuators. And consuming the token means that we move to the next one. So like we first need to check if there is type followed by the parenthesis, the curly brace, and if there is, we can consume the type token and let the parse export method parse the exported specifiers. And so we have all the is or matches methods to check if the current token, and we have look ahead to check the following token.
Cool.
Yeah. And in order to know which token we are expecting, we have this file types which contains the list of all the possible tokens. So in our case, we're expecting this one, which is brace L.
So we have like an alias for each symbol.
Okay. And so if there is the left brace, we can consume the type token using next, which is just move to the next token without checking it, because we have already checked what it is. So let's run the test. Let's run the test again.
Can someone mute if
Sorry?
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the failing tests now are about the unexpected exportKind property. I mean, this is an expected failure because we just added a new property. So we can run our tests with the OVERWRITE true flag to update them.
Hello?
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't. Did you stop screen sharing? Or?
Oh, no. I don't think. Let me check.
Well, yeah, I don't see anything anymore.
No, I'm still screen sharing, but I can try to stop and screen share again. Do you see now? Or can you hear me?
No.
Okay.
Does anyone else see it?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I see it.
I see it. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm OVERWRITE. I'm running the test with the OVERWRITE true flag.
Right, so basically what happened was we added a new field in the output of the test, which is just like another key value in the JSON. and it's failing because we're adding something new, right? And all we're doing is overriding the file.
Yeah, exactly. So we can check the changes. Like you can see that we have the, for example, in this test, okay, so in this test, for example, which is to test TypeScript exports, we now have a lot of exportKind value. It's because currently we are adding exportKind value if we are not parsing this new declaration. So let's write a test for the new syntax, which should go in the TypeScript folder. Yeah, here. Export, we can create an export type. Our tests are an input.js or .ts file, and then the test runner generates an output.json file. So we can have, for example, export type A, which probably should, okay, well, let's run our test again. And it should now generate the corresponding output file with the new AST.
Right. It's just if you
Or some kind of error if it would error out.
Yeah. Okay, so it generated the output.json file, and we can see that there is the export name declaration and exportKind is type, and then there is the export specifier, which in this case is A. You can see here that we have a syntax error, and it's because exported values or types should be declared. So probably, I mean, probably we should add type A equal to something.
Okay. Yeah.
And let's see if it works. I'm running with OVERWRITE so that it regenerates the fixture.
Cool.
Yeah, so the error went away, and we now have the type alias declaration, which is the type A equal, and then export name declaration. Okay, so Henry sent me the other syntax here on Slack for export type from, and I think that we can add a new test file for that. So yeah, I prefer to have a lot of small tests so that if something is failing, we can see exactly what it is. Okay.
Okay, instead of putting like all of them in one
exactly.
file. Yeah. Do we still need to put we need to initialize the type still, right?
Oh no, because we are exporting this type from another module. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
cool.
And so now we have this output AST with export name declaration, exportKind is type, and then we have the export specifiers, and there should be the source, which is where we're exporting the value from.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so currently there is there is a problem because, for example, here we should probably mark all of these as type exports because we are not actually exporting a value. And we can see
for all of these.
Yeah, I mean we can see on AST Explorer, which I have here, that with flow, here I've enabled the flow. I'm not. Here I've enabled the flow parser. AST Explorer is a tool which uses Babel or other parsers and shows the AST corresponding to the input code. And with flow, we can see that when we have export interface A, we assign the exportKind type because an interface is actually a type. While, for example, if we have export var a b, okay, b, here we set exportKind value. So probably
And
we
this is-
should do the
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
same. We should do the same thing for TypeScript, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. And just to talk about that for a second, like the reason that's important is that when we actually transform the code, we have to remove all the types since that's not executable code, while values have to be transformed and remain.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so actually I think that some of this should be marked as values. For example, enum and namespace.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay, so that's
yeah, because like they're actual JavaScript values when transpiled.
okay.
And also
I think maybe we can make this progress more simple, or just add exportKind type on the TS-type import, and we can add the other exportKind later.
Okay.
Separate PRs.
yeah, okay, I agree. So we can move to the transform. And if anyone seeing this video wants to open a PR to add exportKind type to these things, please do so.
Yeah.
We can show them the file or something if that helps, like
Yeah.
where you would do it.
I mean, we can leave the link in the description, the link to the file.
Okay.
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 So we can move to the next step, which is transform code. Okay, so does anyone want to briefly explain how our plugins are implemented, how we handle TypeScript? I'm looking for the TypeScript plugin in the meantime.
Yeah, you just passed it.
Yeah. Transfer TypeScript.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess the plugin is just like every other plugin actually. Similar to the Flow one as well. We create a new Babel plugin just like a syntax plugin, except in this case, when we're trying to find the syntax, instead of transforming it, we just remove the types where necessary.
Yeah. And currently, when removing type imports or type exports, we have to, like, this plugin tries to be smart, because when it says export A, it needs to check if it's a value export or type export. And these new TypeScript features make it a lot easier for us, because we just need to check if there is the keyword without checking where the thing that we are exporting is declared. Okay, so our plugins are based on a pattern which is called visitor pattern, which means that we write all the AST nodes that we want to visit, and like we don't have to worry about how tree traversal actually works.
And so we just make a function based on each
Yeah.
AST node to remove that code.
Exactly. So let's check what the AST node name was for our export type. Okay, it was export name declaration. So here we have the export name declaration visitor. Okay, this is our smart logic to check if something is a type export, but I think that we can just use like if path.node, which is the AST node, dot exportKind
This type.
is type. We can remove node and then just return to avoid doing this. Oh, I mean, we could use else.
Okay.
Okay.
Will we
Okay.
be able to replace that second conditional, the else if, when everything has the correct export kind?
Well,
Or do we still
actually,
keep that?
it would be a breaking change, but I think that in Babel 8, we can just remove this and just ask people to use the type keyword. So like
we're doing path.remove 2 times, right? So I guess you could just.
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah.
Although maybe it's good to have a comment to say like what is the different code, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I keep 2 different blocks and write a comment explaining that this is the smart logic.
Yep. Cool. So this is value.
That this look good? Yeah, and also
So that's like a to-do that we need to fix.
Yeah.
to Okay. Okay, so either export interface or export declare class should have exportKind equals to type, and so they should be handled by the first code path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. I guess that we can write a test for this new logic.
Yeah.
So we have the test folder with fixtures for each transform plugin. And I will create an export type folder here. Our transform plugins are similar to the parser plugins, except that they have an input TS or JS, and the output is not JSON, but is the new code, the transformed code. So input.ts, and we can have export type A, which we need to declare. Okay. And then we can write the export type from test.
Looks good.
Okay, let's run the test again, but now we need to test the TypeScript plugin.
Okay, so different path.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this is not the path, it's just the package name. Okay, we have 2 failed tests. I don't know why.
It should generate the file, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
Okay.
I mean, let's just put here. Oh, it's probably because it tries to generate them with the .js extension, but they should have the MJS extension. So I'm adding a semicolon at the end of these files, because otherwise, when this is removed, the file will be empty. And I mean, it's easy to like accidentally delete empty files because they might seem unnecessary. So okay, let's run the tests again. Okay, it's now passing. Which means that so this file is being transpiled to this, and this file to this, which is expected.
Can you explain why it's .mjs versus the JS extension?
Yeah. Yeah, so like because we are using export and import here, which is only allowed in modules. So in this options.json file, which is similar to babel.config.json, but it's for our tests, we are setting source type to module. Otherwise, we would not be able to use import and export. And like, in order to check the generated file type, we use .js for scripts and .mjs for modules. And this is why here we need mjs, because this file, even if it doesn't contain export or import anymore, is still a module.
Cool. Makes sense.
Cool. Great.
Yeah. So like if, for example, we enable the transform modules to common.js plugin, this should have now the .js extension.
Right.
Okay. So we can move to the generator implementation. So Babel generator is the last step of the Babel compiler pipeline, because it's the package which transforms the AST back into code. Usually TypeScript is removed, types are removed by Babel, so Babel generator usually doesn't print TypeScript, but it could be needed, for example, if someone writes a codemod, or I mean, if someone wants to transform their code without removing types.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the Babel.
And
it's just under the Babel core.
and so last time we didn't have to change the generator,
All right.
and we just added the test.
Right, because
So
import and export kind are already used by Flow. So we already had the code to print them. Let me check where it is. Modules.
TypeScript.
Because it is the same code. Like last time for import specifier, we already had this because it's used by Flow. And so it's also used by TypeScript.
Okay.
So let me check if we have the same code already for exports. Okay, so export name declaration prints export and then calls this other function. Where is it? Okay, it's here.
there's a type.
Yeah, so it should already work because it already has this logic to print type when needed. Yeah.
Cool.
So let's
So you can.
let's add a test. I can't find it. Okay. So again, we have the test folder with fixtures, TypeScript.
It's funny the icon helps. And then
Okay, so
export dash type.
yeah, like last time we
then you had to make
created
it-
this file in
yeah.
type. Yeah.
Right.
So we can create export type. Okay, so type e equals to. Okay, I'm adding export type from here too. Oh, this should be probably .ts. No, okay, it's .js. Yeah, probably.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, the generator uses a different test runner. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should figure out how to
Yeah.
make it consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run the test for Babel generator. Okay, here there is the
Cool.
output.ts file, which is correct. Yeah.
We expect it to be the
Great.
same.
Yeah. I think that we are done.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was just wondering now, like, would it be helpful if we changed some of this so that, like, say it was the same file, that you wouldn't have to have another file, or is that not that helpful?
I mean, in this example, those files are different because here there is a new line and here there is not. So probably
okay.
almost always they are different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the formatting is.
Yeah,
Odd,
because
I guess.
we are like comparing exactly the source string. So like even white spaces or yeah. So every file is just missing the new line at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, probably we could avoid the output.js file somehow.
Yeah, like I don't know if that would make it easier to contribute or eliminate.
I mean, I think that it would be better to keep output.js since we have the input and output files in every other package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we need to do the whole PR thing again, but
I mean, we can.
if you want, we don't have to. Yeah.
I mean, so let's commit all these files. So TypeScript implement export type. Okay.
No more linting errors.
No, it's working now. Okay, so I git push.
Nice.
Okay.
Pull request.
Here. Request.
Is that a plugin or something, or is that a new feature?
I think that must be
I think
new.
that this is Refine GitHub, the extension.
Oh,
okay.
really?
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I've been using Refine GitHub for years, so I don't know what is from GitHub and what is from the extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here I'm targeting the feature branch for TypeScript import type.
Okay.
Okay. So fixes nothing.
Didn't they change that so you can?
Oh,
You don't
right.
have to do
we
fixes,
can
right?
use link issues.
We do have an issue.
Oh well, actually it says to use the closing keyword, so I have to write fixes here.
Oh.
And we
Okay,
have
I never got to use that.
Yeah, these issues. I mean, it's not fixed, but partially.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You
Just
just
like
do,
last
like-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Just last
something.
time.
Okay. New feature. Yes.
Yeah.
So this template is only needed by us to then add the correct labels. So I could just skip it and directly add the labels. But new feature, TypeScript.
Oh, that's fun.
And
Okay.
It's
parser.
like a
uh,
sort of
what's that?
kind of fixes.
Parser and generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that we have the label for transform plugins. No, we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding this to the next milestone. To next minor milestone. And it's okay, I think. Create.
And we can just preview the changes, like to see if we have missed
Oh,
something.
okay.
Whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Uh,
Or you can summarize what we have
yes,
changed.
okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we have, okay, this is the new Babel generator path, and we didn't have to update the code because it was already here for Flow. Then here we have the Babel parser new code, which checks the current keyword, then checks if the next token is the opening brace. And if it is, it consumes the type keyword, so that then parse export can parse it as an usual export.
Yeah.
And we set the correct export kind to type or value. Then we have all the updated tests that just are export value because they all use the old syntax. And here we have our new tests. So like export type from, where we have our export name declaration with exportKind type. And then we have the other test where our export name declaration has again exportKind type. And that's all, I think. Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Great.
Okay.
I guess we should also add a, because I'm not sure if the test case is covered. We should add a edge test like only to export type So it looks like an export type, but it's not. It's just an export name declaration. So we can cover the lookahead branch.
I mean, it's already covered by all the tests like this. Like we already have
the old tests, right?
Yeah, we already have all tests.
I mean, only the export type.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this is not actually valid code because it should be like this.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, we can add this test and check if it throws.
If you want, yeah.
Yeah. So not safe.
But yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Well,
good. I mean, I will add the new test in a new commit to this PR.
Okay.
So did it reorder those properties in that one file?
Above?
Yeah, the declare. If you go up above.
I think that it's just that declare was moved from here to here.
Right.
I think that this is the same object. Yes, it's the same. I think.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's the
Is
same
it?
object. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. And lastly, we have the updated transform plugin, which just checks if exportKind is type, and if it is, it removes the wall declaration. And the tests. Okay, so I'm submitting the PR.
Should we add a little description describing the
Yes.
change?
Oh, and then make a little note about how we still need to change the other import kind.
So,
And these descriptions help
yeah.
a lot from the maintenance standpoint.
Right. Let's see.
Transform. Okay. exportKind value.
Can someone find the other examples? Let's see.
Okay. To do.
Yeah. I mean, you can do this later, but
I mean,
if you want to find the examples and
okay.
post.
To do. Okay.
So basically, we need to change.
Yeah, we have to use exportKind type for type only export declare.
Yeah.
Sounds like export type A equals to something, or export interface B. Okay. Cool. I'm creating the pull request.
Wait, does we support export interface B now?
I think that we do. Because
then I guess we need to change the generator, because the generator just print the export kind.
I mean, currently we don't add export type to this new syntax, but we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's to do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
Done.
Nice job, everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I think it went a lot smoother than last time, so we're working on it.
Yeah, I mean, last time it went smoother, but we started like 2 hours ago, and then just, like the first hour and a half maybe was just trying to make VS Code Live Share work.
Oh, I wasn't even going to mention that. Okay.
Well, thanks for driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of me, I think it went really well. Yeah.
Thank you for helping. Okay, I guess that's all. Subscribe
Yeah.
if you like this video.
Subscribe. Yeah, let us know what you want us to, I guess, screen share next time. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Next time we can put our faces in the video. We can
Oh,
try.
yeah.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless someone wants to like, oh, actually, that could be interesting contribution opportunity if someone does like,
Yes.
edit video.
If
or
someone
do all this stuff.
wants to help us correctly use VS Code Live Share,
Oh, that too. Yeah.
yeah, we need an expert.